Crafters, and welcome to another Creative Expressions Treasure Chest. I'm James Hembrow, and as always, thank you very, very much for joining me here today. As always, again, have got an amazing deal for you. I'll tell you that straight away. Got a great collection of craft dies and stamps and a Cosmic Shimmer product as well. And we're sticking with a festive theme today. We've obviously getting close to Christmas in terms of crafting worlds, in terms of how we're all preparing to start to think about projects for the festive season. So I've put together a really nice festive treasure chest bundle for you. It's got over 65% off, and it's a great deal at just $19.99. So the links are below in the description. It will take you straight to the Creative Expressions website. And don't forget, it's always as stocks last. I know we have had things sold out, especially when we get into the busy season of crafting with Christmas. It's always great to grab these deals because with 65% off, it is an amazing offer. But also, as always with all these treasure chest bundles, it gives you a chance to try lots of different things. So if you have a little look to see what we've got inside the treasure chest today, you can see here got some of Jamie Rodgers pierced die collections. So we have the Snowflake, Mandala, and also the Bauble diamonds here as well. And we've got a really nice Believe in the Magic pierced collection sentiments die with a little banner as well. Now this whole bundle with the stamp and also the gilding polish, which I will go through some great techniques with you in a moment, this whole lot comes to an RRP of £61.71 normally, but not today with the treasure chest bundle. Like I said, it's just $19.99 and the link is below, so I will leave you to go and have a look at that on the website. But in the meantime, let me just take you through these dies because they are huge. So this is a two-part die, so you do get the edge of die, which is a great square die to make use of. It's going to be a real worker die, but also this background piece as well, which means that it can cut into the card and stay in the card. It doesn't necessarily have to be cut out as a complete square, but we will see that in some of the samples I will show you that the design team have kindly done. And we've also got here the Bauble diamond. Again, likewise, got a great rectangular worker die and this panel, huge dies. These are really big dies for $19.99. For the whole lot is a terrific deal that Creative Expressions have put together for you today. And don't forget also this really nice Pierce collection sentiment. It's got a great banner that is separate, as well as the sentiment, so you can use them together or just use the sentiment on its own. I really like the front here. It's been designed on that, and also a really nice clear stamp set by Jamie, which has been designed to work either on its own or with some of the tea bag folding dies that we've had in the past on here. And this is again a really nice festive range of stamps, and you can see it's a really big stamp. So this large square stamp is going to work great with the square die here if you want to use it to frame it up. But again, we'll have a look to see how you can use those stamps in just a few moments. And then finally, I've popped in here a gilding polish. These are one of the products I tend to go to an awful lot with Cosmic Shimmer, especially at Christmas, because the techniques you can do are amazing. The end results are so quick and effective, and they just really are, they just feel so festive. And I love opening up the pots and seeing that. Look at that. It's a real buttery, creamy sort of mousse consistency, and we'll have a play with that in a minute. And if you've not seen these before, they've got a great applicator built into the top of the pot. All you need to do is pop your thumb to one side, just give it a little bit of pressure and it will pop away, and it's got these sponges built into the top. So it means that you can store each sponge with each colour in the top of your pots. You're never going to lose them, and it's a great way of storing them. And also it means you've got a applicator per colour, and you can just wash these out with water, but I'll go through a little bit more of that in just a moment. So let's have a little look, just pop that down to one side, at what some of the design team members have put together for us. So this is using just the stamp, using some white embossing powders. Great, really nice, stylish and sort of modern look on a Christmas card there. I love the white and the purple with that lovely finish that we've got there with the Winter Wonderland sentiment. And that's something just worth pointing out in this stamp set. There are a great collection of little tiny sentiments. I say little, they're actually good size sentiments that are on there, which great for toppers on all of these cards. So again, Peace on Earth here, same stamp set collection that we've used here with the square dies to cut those out. Then using one of the dies here, get around the right way, we've got the Bauble diamond die. So again, I really like this style that the design team members done here with the ripped not the acetate, the vellum here, just to create a slightly different take on that, but also just showing you that just using a very simple bright white piece of foundation card with a background from Cosmic Shimmer there to add a bit of colour just looks absolutely stunning. That's just sort of one finish that you can do with these cards. Or you could go very, very bright and colourful like we've got here and actually add the colour to the die cut itself and then cut that out. So that looks absolutely amazing with those bauble dies again. And then going in with this mandala, that's what you can create with those. They look absolutely stunning, and that's using a green coloured, I think the green dragon probably, gilding polish, metallic gilding polish. Our one on today's treasure chest, got to remind myself, it's the Indian pink, which is a really nice vibrant pink colour, which I will show you in just a moment. Here's another different take on the mandala, just lining it up slightly different rather than twisting it, laying it back in, but also just cutting each of the different layers out in a different coloured cardstock. So you can see all the different elements here that you can then have to play with and paper place back in some of the negative bits that drop away, or just layer up those different elements in different colours. And also because they're all cut, it does mean that you can turn some of those up. Maybe a smaller card like we've got here. This is just showing you how you can just use one piece of the pierced mandala, which is the Snowflake design that we've got on the treasure chest today. And that's a little card by Christine Smith. Thank you, Christine, for those. Love the little styles of those. Love the detail on this. So these pierced cards really lend themselves to a lot of thread work. Let me just bring the detail in there so you can see that. We often mention this, but this is exactly what we mean. So this is great to show this. You can see here how they've taken an awful lot of time, but it just shows you what you can do with these pierced collections, to use all those little holes to add embroidery, detail, beading work, all into that mandala. Looks absolutely stunning. I'd love to receive that. That really does look a lovely finished piece. Again, Christine Smith's work there. And also just taking one element of the Bauble diamond die and just using that as a topper on a card. Again, looks really simple. Could be any size or shape card. It just shows you what you can do with that one die on its own. So a great collection of dies, a magnificent range of samples. So thank you very much for those design team. And you can see just what you can create with all of these products. And just $19.99. Like I say, it's a great way of being able to try out different things. So maybe if you want a different product for Christmas or a different project, you can take some dies, some stamps, and even this Cosmic Shimmer product, which is what we're going to have a little look at now. So let me pop these dies and stamps to one side and have a closer look at this Indian pink gilding polish that we've got here. So I've shown you the inside, that's a creamy consistency, and I've got one I've started to play with. I'm going to pop that to one side and I'll show you exactly how you can sort of start off by, if you like, charging the sponge up. So the first thing to note is if you're not going to use this for a while, if you've got a little water mist bottle, just mist a little bit of water inside, just 1 or 2 squirts. I don't need to do that now because I'm obviously going to use it. Screw the lid back on, and then you can pop it on your craft desk or on your craft shelf, and it will be absolutely fine. So if you're not going to use it for a while, just pop a little bit of a little spray in there and it will keep it ready to go. But it's absolutely fine sat out like there while you're working with it. Now I upturn these lids like that, and then it gives me a little stand to put my sponge on when I'm working, just like that. So I've got almost like a little palette. So really these little gilding polishes have inbuilt a working station and applicators all in one, and they're absolutely brilliant. I tend to line all my colours up that I'm going to use for my Christmas project, and off I go. Now to charge your sponge up, all you need to do is create a little slope on the side of your pot, like a little ski slope. So I'm just pulling not much product. I'm not putting loads on there. You can see it's a very, very small amount. They really do last a long time, these polishes. More often than not, a lot of the techniques really rely on just having a nice smooth image, nice smooth coating of the product across the sponge applicator. So you can see that I've just got a very, very small amount across the top. So I'm put that onto my applicator, and I'll just start off by showing you exactly what you can do with these. So probably the technique that I use the most is going straight over the top of a piece of craft card. So whether it's a white craft card or some black, I can create my own metallic, almost mirror-like, time I polish it up, cardstock. So I just put a couple of coats of that on there, and it does dry pretty instant. That is already dry. That's the other great thing with this product. Now, because it's got mica in it, like I've said before, if you've got a little towel, don't forget, give it a little buff I know it sounds odd, but it does actually kind of polish the mica. It brings it to the surface. It makes a big difference, especially if you're going to use it as like an edger. So that's the other thing you can do with these, as well as colouring your cardstock. If you're going to do mats and layers, you could just go around the edge of your cardstock, like I've done there, and then it just creates a nice, simple edged colour. So if I'm then going to go over the top, I'll just do these two edges very, very quickly to show what I mean. So if I wanted that metallic looking sort of matte and layered, if I went in with my next layer, let's say it was black, I've just got that nice pink metallic edge showing all the way around, really clean and crisp. But what I haven't done is I've not wasted all my product underneath, because I don't need to colour that card, it's only those edges. So again, it's a great way if you want to really snazzy metallic cardstock. Let's face it, it's not cheap. So if you've got just normal, good quality white foundation cardstock, brilliant white, coconut white, colour it up with a metallic gilding polish just around the edges. It's using a very little amount of product, and you've instantly got your own metallic cardstock for your mats and layers. And that's why I love this product so much. And it also means you can tie in your colour palette for whatever your project actually is. So I can keep using this same colour in different ways across all of my card project that I'm working on. So colouring the cardstock, colouring the edges, and not forgetting, obviously, because it's metallic, but it's also a mica-based product, I can go over dark coloured cardstock as well. So the same effect can be achieved just over the top of dark coloured cardstock. So obviously black foundation card here, exactly the same effect. I'm going to get almost sort of a tarnished finish with just the one coating. If I want to go over the top and add a bit more pigment and colour, I tend to just go in a slightly different direction to the first coat, let that dry. Now I'm really happy with that finish there. I know if I went over the top with some white card, I'm going to get a really nice finish. It's very metallic, highly pigmented. But if I wanted to go over again, I could go in a slightly different direction again. And you can see how that colour is just gradually building up. It's becoming more and more solid. But even on black cardstock, you're getting that real high sheen. You can see how much that's coming up there. It is literally like metal. So that's on black cardstock. It looks absolutely brilliant on embossed backgrounds and cards. So again, another technique where you want very little on your sponge, not a great deal of pressure. And I'm just going to lightly drag the sponge over the top of the surface and look at it. I never grow tired of this technique. I absolutely love it. I tend to work it in one direction, turn the card, work it in another direction, and then just work it in maybe a third direction there, just to cover all of the areas. So you can see how that looks. Again, when that's dry, give it a little buff. You can use it on one side, you can even use it on the reverse. Let me show you. So if you're on the reverse, you're obviously going to get a completely different, almost like a coral effect there, or it could be like snow, but it just shows you just one embossing folder, two different sides, two very, very different finishes, just using the Cosmic Shimmer products, which is why I love them so much. I know you hear me say it time and time again, but the Cosmic Shimmer products give you so much value for money. Tone on tone, something we often forget. We're always talking about white and black card, but I've got here some of our pink card. I think this is raspberry from memory, from the foundation range, but just going over the top. I do love this sort of technique when you go tone on tone, because sometimes there is a background. It really looks absolutely stunning, almost looks more involved than it actually is. You think, what I've done there, so simple, but look at the difference between it being uncoated and then coated. And that tone on tone, it really looks like it's foiled cardstock, really expensive cardstock that's embossed and foiled in certain areas. And look at that, that's just using one Cosmic Shimmer product. Absolutely brilliant, just that one colour, all the different things you can do. Now you can go over the top of MDF with this product straight out the pot. So I charge my sponge up, I can go straight over the top of MDF without any priming, get a really nice finish. I can also go over the top of chalk paint. So if you're working with products, maybe frames or home decor elements, and you want to add some highlights, that just shows you with chalk paint, which is a very, very light pink colour. I've just gone over the top with a metallic finish, and that will dry and harden perfectly. And if you wanted it to be in a real hard wearing area, coat it with a little bit of varnish, perfect. All water based, dead easy to work with, no problems whatsoever. You can also letterpress using your embossing folders, so don't forget that is another technique. And finally, you can, there's lots you can do with it. You can even paint with it. I will just show you that very, very quickly on the back of this piece of white cardstock, what I mean by that. So what I would tend to do with this is just, because you don't want to add water to the pot, is just take a little bit out, pop it on your craft sheet, and it's the smallest amount that you need. And then take a brush, just got some water on my brush. It's already slightly wet, so it's probably enough. And I can add my water to that. And I'm going to create a really nice, creamy, metallic paint. And now I'm just going to stop there and just push that across, drag that over the top of my cardstock, and you can see there the coverage that I've created with just that smallest amount of metallic gilding polish mixed with the water. It's still highly pigmented, still really reflective. If I wanted to go in and add a bit more water, then I can really water that down. I'm going to go a little bit more, just show you how far it can go. And I can then create some really nice washes with it, where it's a lot more delicate, a lot more faint, depending on the sort of effect that you want. And I can even splatter it as well using the paints as well. So I can go over the top and just add a little bit of detail for sort of mixed media techniques. So again, you can even use it as a water-based paint as well. So lots you can do with this product. So let me just take up that excess like so. And I will very, very quickly just show you a stamp technique. And I know that I've been a little bit longer today, but there's so much you can do with this. I think it's worth just seeing the different techniques with it. So I'm actually going to grab this little tiny snowflake that we've got here in the stamp set on the treasure chest. And I'm just going to pop that on there. We will grab a piece of black cardstock, because I think this is the great thing with the gilding polishes, is you can actually stamp onto black card. Now you think about the ink pads that you normally have to buy, how much they cost to work as a ink that will stamp on black card. All I've done is put my sponge applicator over the top of my clear stamp, press down, there we go. I've now got a metallic ink pad that will work on black card, just that one application. Really, really effective. Now, if you want to, you've got a stamping press, you could go over 2 or 3 times. You could really darken them down, but you can see they're just starting to apply 2 or 3 stamps, how effective they look. And again, on dark card, you still got that pink metallic sheen. So you can even stamp with your product as well. I would just clean up that with water. Absolutely fine, because it's only water-based, so it won't harm any of your stamps. So you can also stamp with it. And as I was saying, a little spray of water inside, pop the lid on, and you are good to go next time. And this will even go inside the pot. You can leave it in there ready to go. If you're going to be a while, again, before you use it, just give the sponge a little bit of spray of water, flip it inside, and it's good to go, ready for next time. It won't be dry. And if you need to, you can just wash your sponge under a cold tap or warm tap, and it will wash out nice and clean if you want to as well. So let me pop those bits and pieces to one side, and we're bringing everything that we've got in the bundle, the treasure chest today. We've got these 2 great dies. We've got this stamp set I've just been playing with the snowflake there, and we've got the sentiment die, and not forgetting the fabulous metallic gilding polish. So I think you've probably already realised how much I love gilding polishes. There's loads and loads you can do with it. All of this for $19.99 is an amazing offer. It's a great opportunity to try out the gilding polishes, have a go with the stamp and the die sets, come up with some amazing festive project. I hope some of the inspiration from the design team and some of those little tips and techniques that I've shown you with the gilding polish will get you underway. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video, because it really helps me come back time after time with some great offers for you. But also it's really nice to see what you come up with. Do share your makes. Let me see what you do with these bundles, because everyone comes up with something very, very different. So until next time, thank you very, very much for watching. I've really enjoyed showing you this today, and I really hope you have fun with your festive projects. But until then, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.